Thanks for tuning in again, everybody. We're back with your favorite podcast, Luca's Tigers and Bronze. Oh my. Okay, Luca Nation. I normally don't kick us off, but my counterpart here, he jumps on the Zoom here. He jumps on the call today, and we're going to record our episode. And he is fit to be tied. He is in rare form, and he starts off by telling me how you play the game to win. You know, mistakes matter. Playing matters. When you know, there are mistakes in life that, you know, you just can't come back from, and you got to take it seriously, and you got to, you know, I mean, just this. And I'm waiting for this passion. I'm waiting for him to tell me about how, you know, he made a mistake with one of our new sponsors. You know, McDonald's called Diet Coke. He had the Coke Zero folks on the phone, and he just, you know, he played the negotiations the wrong way, and he knew I would cry about it because obviously I need a Coke sponsorship more than anything in the world. And I'm waiting for this monumental, you know, mistake that has changed the course of time. You know, where I'm gonna have to, you know, invent the flex capacitor and get 1.21 gigawatts of power, go back in time to fix this mistake. So I'm waiting. I want to hear, what is the mistake? And Andrew, you want to tell them what the story is? What this big monumental mistake that happened was?
We were playing Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
And we had a Pinnacle, the Russian Pinnacle. It's called Bilot, but it's like Pinnacle. And we were crushing my sister and my dad. Just the game goes up to 1,001. We were beating them 600 to 100. And we were about to end them. Just end them. Terminator style, end them. My mom had a monster hand.
Put him in a body bag. Yeah.
And she went out of turn. So you had to restart the whole game. That match,
so the mistake that has changed the course of time, folks. A ripple in time here. The mistake is that Andrew's mom went out of turn in a friendly family game of Russian Pinnacle.
Dude, I'm a momentum guy, and I believe winning matters. I believe
Did you ultimately
concentration
win?
matters. No, I jumped on here to do the episode.
So do you want to go finish? And then when you win, you can come back and we can pick it up from here?
No, because I'm able to compartmentalize. I'm a mature adult, but in the moment, I want to win, and I think there's a lesson there. And I think quite a few of our listeners are in the same boat where they're passionate about stuff like this, whether it's cards or beach volleyball. You know, it's so easy to say things don't matter. It's a cop out, in my opinion. If you play to win. That doesn't mean you have to slit people's throats and stuff like that. But when you play to win. On another note, I wanted to jump in here. Luca Nation, you're going to get a really, really valuable episode today. We have two, what I think are fire plays. My play's completely under the radar, and I'm really excited to bring it to you guys. And we're also going to talk about Hot Shot. You know, NBA
Top Shot.
NBA Top Shot. Hot Shot is one of our followers. NBA Top Shot. And it's been the talk of the town. There have been some issues, but this is in no way a sponsorship or a partnership conversation. This is a conversation.
Not yet, but I'm going to try.
Yep, but this is a conversation where I want to pick Cage's brain, ask him some questions. Because, guys, I don't know if you realize this because he's a jokester, but this is one of the smartest men on the other side right here, Cage. And I'll tell you why. From an investor perspective, Cage does an amazing job with his collection. Now, what do I mean by that? If Cage's bankroll, let's say, is $1,000, he very subtly has 50% in the vintage. He has 25% in modern, and he has 15% in some aggressive cards. But he's also not scared to dabble and play around with these new platforms. And NBA Top Shot, Cage has been talking about this platform for weeks before all this buzz, before all these new releases came. And I think you're going to get a ton of value from just like a Q&A with Cage and I into what he's learned and why he was so excited about it. And right before I get into that, I just want to do a 5-second moment of appreciation. Guys, you need to understand, like, the little story about like us playing cards with family. You know, you got to realize we bring you episodes every single day, but at the end of the day, we got stuff going on. Kids running around the house going crazy. They're not doing their homework. You know, I'm spending a lot of time with my family, and that has all of its kind of nuts and bolts and bells and whistles, so to speak. But why I'm saying that is you guys on the other end of this, believe it or not, give us a real sense of purpose. It's one of this amazing feeling where I love hopping on here every single day, and in a weird way, I feel like I'm talking to you guys, having a conversation with you guys. You guys leaving comments and feedback and saying, we've seen this and this doesn't work, or I don't agree with your take here. Or, hey, Cage, how about those Milwaukee Bucks that you predicted would win yesterday? We love it, and it gives us a sense of purpose. And
They were close.
they were close. All I ask is, guys, we want to keep growing this thing with you guys, with you. Please, please, please realize how important you guys are to us. And with that, Cage, first question just about NBA Top Shot. What caught your eye with it? Why did you jump into it when you did?
It's funny because I'm one of these weirdos that is like, I don't like being asked a question that I don't know the answer to, and then go beyond, knowing, be able to talk about it. I want to become an expert at it. So I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Preston Amato who brought it up in one of the groups, or I don't remember who it was, but it was asked as a question on Coffee with Cage. Maybe 2 Coffee with Cages ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. And I had never even heard of it. And I said, I don't know what that is. Like that was my answer. I don't know what that is. And then, I remembered that Preston had asked about it in one of the groups. And I remember it being one of these like, moment, it's like a visual, like virtual card built on blockchain. And I was like, all right, it's no card. You don't actually own anything. It's nothing tangible. And I kind of dismissed it out of hand. But I didn't like not having a more thorough answer to a question from our audience. So I did some research. And, like everything else, the best way to do research is to kind of become a part of it, right? Put a little money on the platform and see what it's all about.
So first question, this has come up quite a bit. Why would I buy a clip when I can just watch it on YouTube?
Right. And it's not for everybody, obviously. It definitely is not. I mean, you're not the biggest question I got, because I've told a few friends about it now. The biggest question that I get about it is, do you own like that second, that moment of video footage? Like when the NBA uses it for, promotional purposes, do you get a royalty for it or something like that? And obviously the answer is no. So let me give a little bit of background for it, right? So what this is, TopShot, it is it's a virtual platform. There's no app for it yet, but it's sponsored by the NBA. And basically, instead of doing cards on cardboard, they have packs, different packs of different cards in them, different releases, you name it. They have packs of moments. When you open a pack, you buy it, you open a pack, it slices it open, and you get 3 virtual moments. These moments pop up, and it's Luka hitting the 3-pointer in the playoffs, or it's LeBron throwing down an alley-oop, or it's, all these players. And each moment is minted on Flow blockchain and limited to a certain number of people who can own that moment. And then they're tradable the same way that a card would be tradable. But really why I like it is it takes the eBay and collectible market and the star stock market, you name it, and puts it all together. There's a no backsies kind of rule to it, like star stock has, right? So, what it reminds me of is kind of like, getting in on Project 2020 early, but not being able to return. I'm being serious, but not being able to return everything. You know what I mean? Like, you can't automatically use the eBay platform and return it. There's no returns. It is an immediate transfer of it. You buy it and it's done. It's really well done, right? It's really well done. The packs give you the same kind of pack opening thing. They're definitely approachable price. It took me a little minute to kind of buy into the tangible versus intangible, but it's still tangible, right? It's still something you own, right? It's still this moment. You keep it in your collection of moments. They do a very good job of having like challenges and showcases, and you can build like a showcase of your favorite moments and have like a competition who gets the most likes. It's, a whole to do. There's a Discord channel about it as well. A lot of people talking about it, different releases, different moments, different series. And they just released, this past week, a couple days ago, this year's series that has LaMelo Ball rookie, Wiseman rookie, those kind of stuff in their uniforms before any actual card has come out of them. It's LaMelo. The moment is LaMelo's first assist. So it's a different way of I don't want to call it collecting, but it is. You're collecting moments instead of pieces of cardboard, and they definitely have a very easy to use marketplace to buy and sell these things after they're out of packs. Basically, a secondary market right there on their site. So
And correct me if I'm wrong, there was a record $35,000 sale for the Morant just this week,
yes,
right?
I think
Can you tell us more about that?
the Morant might have gone for 40,000 for all I know, but there have been multiples. I think there was a sale earlier today. It might have been half a Bitcoin. So I think the guy paid like $19,000 for a LeBron. And there was a LeBron before that that sold for like 35 or 36,000. There have been multiple sales of these moments that have sold for, between $20,000 and $40,000, including the John Morant. Just like the cards that have numbers on them, people like number one of 299, number one of, or the jersey number sells for more. So they actually are serial numbered to 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, whatever it is, and people are paying more for lower serial number one, or 77 for Luka, or 23 for LeBron, that kind of stuff. I think the Ja was a number one Ja. But yeah, people are paying significant money for these things, and when you have that type of investment in it, it becomes something where when I first started looking at it, the Discord channel that they ask you to join, Discord channel had less than 2,000 users in it. So this was last week. I've been on it for like 8 or 9 days. And it broke over 10,000 this past weekend, and it's just continuing to grow exponentially every day. So, originally I was like, wow, how much money can I put into this? Could I put any real money into it at all? Even though these people are buying these high-end moments, I don't know if I'm really diving in, with both feet, sort of, because there's not that many people in it. There's no real adoption, but I think that's coming. I think it's coming quickly. And I mean, I didn't know we were going to be doing this today, so I'm glad you brought it up, because our listeners can still get in on what I consider the ground floor. There are still so many things that are so cheap. I think we can give TopShot bargains, as part of this as well. Not every day, but things that I'm seeing, things that change. It's just another way of if it's your cup of tea, and I can tell you right now, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. If it's your cup of tea, it's another thing that we can kind of provide some perspective on, I think.
Guys, what makes us different is the things that we bring to you, or the things that we suggest, are things we're doing ourselves, and kind of we're in the weeds, so to speak. And this by no means is an endorsement or partnership with TopShot or with NBA TopShot, and that's going to be a mind pretzel. I'm going to be because we have an awesome follower named Hot Shot,
and
I always get them confused. Yeah. And this is TopShot. So this is no way an endorsement or partnership with them, though I would be an amazing opportunity if we were able to have that conversation. I think that's coming down the road. But the point is, guys, is we're not saying sink your entire bankroll. We're saying, hey, we're putting this on your radar. Maybe this is something worth taking a look at. And the way I understand it is there's two ways to engage with the platform. One, you could buy singles cards like you would at your LCS or on eBay or Facebook Marketplace off of their marketplace, which are moments, special moments, limited edition, and we'll get into them. Or you could open packs, and it's a little bit like a slot machine. It's kind of cool, guys. So you buy like a 10-pack, or I think a pack is $9. And you open and it has either 5 moments or 3 moments, and you click into them, and it's a highlight, and it's kind of cool. And it's got this slot machine aspect. So, Cage, you told me a lot, like check out this release, and I think that this release is going to go limited edition. Can you talk us through what all that means? If I'm opening a pack,
sure,
what should I expect?
Sure. So I mean, different packs at different releases have different cards in them, but the current release, the Series 2, has 3 moments for $9, or $3 per moment. There's a 90 moment set. It has all the rookies, so it has Patrick Williams, it has James Wiseman, it has Tyrese Halliburton, it has Maxey, it has a LaMelo Ball, Okoro, Avija, trying to think who else is in there, Vassell. There's a few more that I'm leaving out, and my apologies to the guys that I've left out, but a bunch of rookies, which have all sold pretty well. And also, your Giannis and Lillard and Steph and LeBron and all these other guys that are in there. So when it's a current release, it's a common release with a current circulation count. And basically what that means is how many of them have been printed, how many of them are out there in circulation to be bought. While a card is listed as a CC with current circulation, that circulation can increase based on demand. So if more and more people come in, those print counts can go up. Once a moment has been retired, let's call it, once they're not printing any more of it, that moment changes from CC to LE. And in the first series, there are some limited edition common base series as low as 1,000. Some of them have 1,500, some of them have 2,000, 39.99, that kind of stuff. The rookies are all LE. So the LaMelos, the Wiseman, they're all only 4,000 of each. Done. So way less than Prisms are printed. Maybe not less than Prism PSA 10s, although it remains to be seen how many LaMelo PSA 10s there are going to be. But way less than your actual Prism card. And how many there's going to be. Whereas on those CCs, they could continue to print more. But the first edition cards last week, what Andrew was talking about, is a lot of them were CCs, and I just had a feeling, a little gut, that some of them were going to change from CC print to LE print, and they were not going to print any more of them. So I started buying some of them, and it was a smart move. But those are the kind of things we'll talk to you about: the current releases, the new drops, what people are doing. There's challenges on there as well. If your collection, if you're able to go out and buy these 5 cards, they'll give you a reward card. So, I completed that. I got these 9 cards that included like Ish Smith and Tice from the Celtics. And when I got all 9 of them, they gave me a Devin Booker limited to 299, which is pretty cool, So, it's definitely, it's not replacing cards, but it's a cool combination of the collectability of our cards combined with the future of blockchain, which you're forcing me to research, you're forcing me to to look into. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is a cool 5% of the portfolio, 2% of the portfolio, something to look into, something to talk about, and a way for me to learn a little bit more about blockchain, not specifically Bitcoin, but blockchain, in a way that I'll enjoy it, because it's part and parcel with, I think, something akin to our hobby. They're not cards, but they're damn close.
Yep. They check a lot of the same boxes, don't they, Cage?
Yes, they do.
And guys, think about it this way. Sports cards are an American hobby, but collecting is not an American hobby. And now you have this kind of emergence of blockchain, and you have an overlap of 2 industries, right? Collecting sports cards and blockchain. And now let's say you're in Europe. Let's say you're in China. Let's say you're in Japan. It's really difficult to buy sports cards out there, isn't it? But you still want to get in on it. You still have the similar passions. China watches NBA as much, if not more, than we do. It's the most popular sport there.
I'll tell you why I like this. One of the cool things about breaking is pretty much at any point in time, you can go online and break product. You can go on and get your blackjack fix by pulling up some breaking page and break. It's not 24/7 though, and you don't always know what you're going to be able to break. Different places that are breaking big stuff, they break, okay, fill this and it'll break. We're breaking this particular product on Friday, or come on in and get in line. There's no getting in line here. There's no waiting. It is legit. Pull up a seat at the blackjack table, slot machine, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure that they're not supposed to be gambling, but you talk about the slot machine, it's sort of the same feel. It's the same as going online and breaking with somebody, but you can do it anytime you want at a price point, $9 a pack. What are you breaking for $9 a pack? What are you getting? You're getting the first card in a retail pack of something.
And imagine you're sitting there with your friends and you're breaking moments. You're like, oh, John Morant, that's my guy. That's my guy. And there's that, guys. It's I have 2 last questions for you, but I think it's something that should be on the radar.
Yep.
2 questions, and this is actually a statement, but I want to hear your take on it. Someone wrote this in one of our groups. My guess is that TopShot is setting the market with present-day clips so that they can properly number the iconic clips. If present-day clips are selling for hundreds or thousands, iconic clips could go for 6 figures easily and beyond. What do you think about that? Does that have any truth?
So I agree. They are going to have. So right now, the legendary level is the ones that we're talking about selling for $40,000 and $50,000 and $25,000. They're limited. The first Cosmic set, I think, had 30 cards in it, and they were limited to 49 each. There's a hollow one. Some of them are 25, some are 50. So they're very, very, very limited. there's supposed to be, I think it's like an ultimate version and maybe like a platinum ice version to 3 and one of those particular moments, which obviously are going to sell for plenty when those come out. They might replace the serial number 1 as the card that everybody's, shooting after, because there is no quote 101. But yes, I do envision a time. They're not getting Michael Jordan, and they're probably not getting Kobe because of contract stuff, but they have LeBron. They have Ja, they have Zion. And they did this run it back thing with Tim Duncan and, Dirk Nowitzki and all these other guys. So, yes, do I see an iconic moment where they have, Dirk winning the championship game? Sure. Do I see an iconic moment with, the big 3 teaming up and winning, LeBron, Wade, and Bosh? Big game winner, Sure. They're definitely going to be iconic moments, probably limited numbers of them, and they'll probably sell pretty well. The thing is, they're not cards. I don't know if they have a card person, and they did a very good job of it because they put out a base set and they did variants of it, like a gold medallion version of it out of 299, like a gold parallel. And then they did a hollow version of it, which is limited to like 50. And then they did a rookie debut set, which is limited to like 250 cards or something for each. You got the Ja, and those are pretty sought after because it's like the first game, the first debut of each one of those rookies: Ja, Zion, Rui, those guys. So it's done in the same sort of fashion that you would put together a card release. You got their rookie debut card. You got their, and while they don't have them now, in the works, they're supposed to be adding rookie badges to these cards. This way, kind of like Prism, puts the rookie insignia, or Panini puts the rookie insignia on. They're going to be doing that to these moments. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely cool. I will tell you that before you jump into the last questions, just 2 little caveats, 2 little, cages here. Number 1, I'm not telling you to run out and put your money in this. I will tell you I did, but there are definitely some, caveat emptor, right? There's buyer beware, right? So it is it's a company that created, it's called Dapper. They invented the Flow blockchain. You have to give, like your identity and stuff like that. You have to like do an identity check in order to, continue to do this and to withdraw money. And you cannot withdraw your money right away. Right, you have to show a pattern and practice of using the site and depositing money and transacting on it. I'm sure there's reasons for that, like no money laundering and that kind of stuff that they're trying to avoid. So it's not like you can go on there today, buy a pack for $9, open it up, get $150 LeBron, and cash out your $150 today. You could have that $150 in your Dapper wallet. And, eventually, if you wanted to put it in Ethereum or US dollars or whatever it is, sure. But you can't, you cannot go in and do an eBay, take your money right out. So that's one warning, 2.
Do you want me to tell you why I think that is? Because
sure,
actually,
please.
One of the benefits of my first job, chargebacks. Because what you could do in theory is deposit with your credit card, open packs, rip packs, sell the cards on the marketplace. It goes to your Dapper wallet, and then charge back. And you have the money in Bitcoin, and you have the money back on your credit card. So that's the reason.
So it's probably 6 months, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think it's 30 days, but we'll check on that for sure.
Okay. So, but I mean, that's just one more. The other one is it's new. It's in beta. The system is not the greatest thing on earth right now. They're getting a lot more traffic than they probably thought they were going to get, and it's quadrupled, since last week alone. So, it's a little wonky. They take the system down for maintenance every now and again. This is not me endorsing this platform. It's not me saying this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It is me telling you as my friend, the listeners, Luca Nation, that I do think there is the potential for this to be the next wave of sports collectible. And that's why Andrew is doing this, I guess. And
exactly right.
I would not want you guys as our friends to miss out on this if it's something you're interested in. But like everything else, test it out. Put in a little bit, like negligible amount. Buy a moment in the marketplace. You could buy a moment for $1. You could buy a Dame Lillard for $1. You could buy, you could buy a Trey for $1. You could buy a Tatum for $1, and see what it's all about. Then open up a pack if you want to. Test it out, give it a test run, and if it's something you like, give it a run. But other than that, yeah, please.
If you're in our Luca Nation groups, our Instagram groups, this. You see people in there like Bro Namath is like, hey guys, in 10 minutes there's this release, this pack release. Get the Target special. We think of you guys as our friends. And I think the people in the community think of each other that way too. And just like Cage said, we don't want you guys to miss out on things that, are pretty beneficial or might be worth
Somebody
your
told me
time.
about this last summer when it came out
Mhm.
in July. I wish somebody would have told me about it then, because forget about it.
Here's what NBA Top Shot said. So we've experienced 10x the traffic on the NBA Top Shot website in the last few days, and that number is still growing. As you've seen, this is causing a little stress on the system, so we thank you in advance for your patience as we continue the beta. So just something to be aware of. Cage, are you ready to jump into the plays? You've touched on my play. That's unbelievable. Our cadence is getting on point. So let me ask you.
I did not touch you. What are you talking? Why are you telling these people that I touch you, man? It sounds weird.
I'm a weird dude. Who were the top 5 players from the 90s? NBA.
In NBA? Wow. So LeBron. LeBron was 2003. So the 90s. Kobe, Iverson, Vince Carter. Now we're talking towards the end of the 90s. So these people count. Shaq came out in 1992. So Shaq, Kobe, Vince Carter.
You mentioned him
a few minutes ago. You could say Garnett. You could say Dirk. You could say what do you say, buddy? Tim Duncan.
There it is. And now,
no, Magic came out in 1980. My son's yelling Magic to tell you how time crunches for a 7-year-old. Everybody, all those guys all played way before him, so they all played at the same time. George Mikan, exactly.
You just hit the nail right on the head. And one of those guys, in many people's opinions, the top 5 player of all time, Tim Duncan. Unbelievable.
Definitely.
Very accomplished. And I think my theory on why Shaq cards specifically, aren't as prized is he wasn't a part of a release that mattered. And it's clear that Topps Chrome is the guy. It's the player. It's the release.
Yep.
And we're seeing that even trickle into baseball, which is crazy. But we're seeing Topps Chrome become the purebred of all releases. And my play today is Tim Duncan. And I think when you guys go and look at the prices of his Topps Chrome rookie card, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be absolutely shocked. Cage, off the top of your head, what do you think a PSA 9 Topps Chrome rookie Tim Duncan card goes for? Yep.
I don't know, $1,500.
300.
Wow.
The PSA 10 goes for 1,500. Now, you guys know this. We've said this millions of times. We zig when they zag. I don't know if maybe like 15 to 30% of the episodes I brought you guys Kobe Topps rookie plays,
and the other 65% were Tyler Hero.
Yeah, my 2-man crushes. But no, like I told you, buy Kobe rookie cards in the Fleer, buy the Topps PSA 9, crack it and send it to BGS. Buy the PSA 9 for $400 and just hold it. Buy it raw and send it in to get graded. I brought you guys so many different plays about Kobe. And I love zigging when they zag. And you're seeing a little run on vintage. And I think Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, Vince Carter cards are next. And I'm going to go with the most accomplished out of those 3 that I just mentioned and say Tim Duncan, whether in a PSA 9 or a PSA 10, is a staple, is a must-have in every single portfolio. I'm not saying you need to go and load up on 100 of these. But a Tim Duncan Topps Chrome, if you're thinking, do I buy another Luka Prism PSA 10 or a Tim Duncan, and you already have 4 PSA 10 Lukas or 3 Trae Young Prism PSA 10s, I think it would be foolish to not have a top 10 player of all time in a release like Topps Chrome. I think it's I couldn't be more passionate about adding this blue chip stock to your portfolio. That's that case.
And you say stick with the Topps Chrome because in that year there's a bunch. There's Finest. There's all kinds of fun stuff in that year. You think
this is a play. This is a play on Topps Chrome as much as it is on Tim Duncan.
Wow, I like it.
Because Cage, you've said this. Yep. I mean, quite a few people have already said this. Like, why are Topps Chrome baseball cards appreciating faster than the Topps paper? It just seems like that's what the market prefers, right? So, like,
yes,
I love the Kobe Fleer Ultra, but that card has gone up 50% in the same time that the Topps Chrome Kobe has gone up 120%. And that's just one example. But I just think Topps Chrome has become like like the Prism of the 2010 plus.
I like it. I definitely like it. All right, so let me throw something out there for you guys.
I know, tough to follow, Cage. I set the bar high. That's the bar I try to set when we play cards too, Cage. It's not that I don't want people to make mistakes. I'm okay with mistakes. I don't want people to make mistakes that can be avoided.
I like it. So listen. So here's my play. It's going to be a little unorthodox, right? Because everybody is chasing.
I'm not buying Ronda Rousey UFC cards, Cage. No matter
that's actually it's not my play, but it's actually not that bad. It's not a lot of people looking at UFC, so it's actually not that. It's not a bad way to go. But no, it's not that. It's even more obscure than that. A lot of people might not like it. So, do you know what Wizards of the Coast is?
Yes, it's when Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal play on Halloween.
No, but close. Wizards of the Coast. That's it was a gaming card.
I know what it is.
Card. You know what it is. So tell me about it. Tell me about Wizards of the Coast.
Isn't it Pokemon First Edition Wizards
of
the Coast?
So that's what everybody would say. Wizards of the Coast is, in fact, the company that made the first edition 1999 Pokemon set. And it's known for that. It's got some legitimacy because of that. Do you know what else they made? And I'm going to throw it out there for you guys because I think, everybody's chasing the next best thing. And I've started buying this, and I want you guys to ride along with me if you are so inclined. They also made trading card game cards for Harry Potter.
Oh, Hermione. Cage is adding a little Hermione to his collection.
Little Harry Potter. So I have purchased 2. I bought one. You can see how much I bought it for because I bought one in the last PWCC auction. So it's public. You can go check it. It's still up there within the last 30 days. I bought a sealed box. Wizards of the Coast Sorcerer's Stone. Look at you, man. I knew you. So, but look, you are making my point for me. Because even you, Mr. Cryptocurrency, Mr. Blockchain, Mr. Spinning around on something and making me dizzy. I'm going to yak all over the place. What are you doing? You in a swivel chair? What are you doing? You're like a child.
I love spinning in a swivel chair.
Oh my God. So even you, Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Taking down the Mexican ladies night after night, you're doing what did you just say? Wingardium Leviosa?
Wingardium Leviosa.
So you're doing this.
Leviosa.
So you're doing lines from a movie, which, by the way, 193 episodes in, it finally took Harry Potter for you to start doing movie lines. And that alone makes me feel justified in my investment strategy, right? That alone right there, it's so ingrained in culture. It's so huge that I think people don't even know these cards exist, let alone that they're from a Wizards of the Coast release the same way that the first Pokemon was. And everybody out there is looking for the next big thing, whether it's going to be Marvel cards, whether it's going to be wrestling cards, whether it's going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, you go to someone from the next generation, right? Yep. The kids who might be coming up after Pokemon, the kids who did come up with Pokemon, and you ask them about Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon Ball Z, sure, they're probably going to know it. They're going to know Harry Potter. They're going to know Harry Potter stuff. So, you want to go and buy some single cards? You want to, put your money in Dumbledore? You want to put your money in, a Potter or, like you say, Hermione Granger? That's fine, too. There's not that many PSA graded ones, which by the way, that tells me another reason to buy some sealed wax. And we're talking a couple $100. Or you can buy packs. You can buy packs online. These boxes are cheaper than you can get Dunris and Hoops for coming out for LaMelo, right? I'm telling you. So it's a place where not a lot of people are looking. Take a look, guys. Go on eBay and type in Harry Potter WOTC, Wizards of the Coast. There's Sorcerer of the Stone. If you don't want to get that first you don't want to get the first release, the Sorcerer release, you can get Quidditch Cup release. You can get all different releases that come. They made more than just one series on this stuff. And obviously, the first series is the more expensive one, but you can get cheaper boxes from later.
I was going to say, this is two things. It's probably fairly inexpensive relative to what the market is.
Yep.
And second, I'm curious if it's like it could become one of those, first edition boxes from Pokemon that was $88 in 1999 in Target. Because I love it, Cage. This is a long-term play. I think it's like a 4, 5, 6, 7 year play. I could be wrong.
So
I absolutely agree.
If I showed you my PWCC vault right now, you would see a sealed box of the first of Harry Potter, the Wizards of the Coast, the Sorcerer's Stone box. There's a sealed box in my PWCC vault presently. So and I think I paid like 200 and something dollars for it. Like not a lot of money at all. But I have a feeling. And guys, this is another one. You want to spend 200 something bucks? You buy a sealed wax. Keep it sealed. How many sealed boxes of this you think are out there? You know what I mean? How many people kept this sealed? It's just another one of those. You want to play, you can sealed box, just like Andrew was saying, the sealed Pokemon selling for thousands of dollars. Could this be $1,000 box next year when it's 200 something bucks now? 100%. So it's just, guys, you've asked me for what's the next big thing. I don't know if this is the next big. I don't know if TopShot's the next big thing. But we're trying to go back to our roots here and not just talk to you about Crocodile Dundee's store down in Australia and bring all these heavy hitter folks in as guests. It's just Andrew and Cage today. And what you guys have asked us to do is to try to find something that's underpriced. And Andrew found that for you in his Tim Duncan card, who, by the way, how many championships does that guy have? A ton.
The monster. I think 5 or 4.
And try to bring you something that you don't have to really spend too much money on, but might turn into something huge, because we all know, just like Pokemon and Star Wars and all these other things have huge global demand, so does Harry Potter. I was in a store the other day with my daughter. She said, if you can live anywhere, where would you want to live? And I said, I have no idea. And she goes, oh, well, I want to live in England because that's where Hogwarts is. So there you go. I mean, that's the deal, right? So that is my play. It's not that specific.
I like
go
it.
Anywhere.
I think it's so cool. And I'll get into. So there's this thing
Can
in
I
your
ask
brain.
you a favor before we get into? Can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
Can we create a TopShot group? Can we create a group for TopShot? So, guys, if you're
for Hot Shot, just for a one big Luke Nation thing.
Hot Shot's a celebrity. He's gonna be blushing when he hears this episode. You mentioned him like 47 times. This is great.
He has a cool collection. He's a really nice guy, and I'm pretty sure he's from the Eastern. I think he's China, Hong Kong. I'm not sure.
He's got an amazing collection. His stuff it's nostalgia for me when he sends it in for the Luke Nation breaks, because it's like all Barry Bonds and Tony Gonzalez and guys that I watched play when I was younger. Although Gonzalez,
I think he has a cool Steve Young card as well, right?
He's a San Francisco fan. He likes the San Francisco guys, and then a little Tony Gonzalez. He's got some Jason Kidd stuff in there recently. He's thrown in some Steve Nash stuff. Some cool basketball stuff from the early 2000s. But yeah, let's start a group up. And guys, if you kick around TopShot a little bit, and you have questions, or you want to tell me what you're buying or whatever, it's get in the group. Send us a message and we'll get you in the TopShot group. You were saying your brain does something.
There's this thing in your brain called the RAS. It's the reticular activating system.
You've talked about this, and you talked about the monkey mind. We're going back to old shit.
Yes, we are. And why it matters is it essentially filters out everything you don't focus on. That's why positivity matters. You do gratitude practice every morning. You start to find and notice things that you are grateful for in your daily life. Well, when we bring you these plays, like the Harry Potter Wizard of the Coast box, what I think happens is that's on your radar now. And you're in Facebook groups, you're on eBay, you're on a website, and you see, Cage mentioned that box is $270, but here it's on sale. Actually, someone just trying to get rid of it for $195. Well, I made a nice little sale off 3 Brandon Clark Prism PSA 10s. Why don't I make a buy?
Yep.
Right? And I think that kind of little stuff matters, because it's not something that people are going to be like, it's not a prized possession currently. So people you might see it floating around, and you might see it at a significant discount. So that's why I said it, Cage.
Yeah, listen, I was able to buy Pokemon boxes, before it got huge. They were on Amazon. They're Amazon Prime. You know what I mean?
Right.
There you go. Older ones I'm talking about. I didn't look before I gave this play because I already have 2 boxes. But you might be able to buy this box on Amazon. You might be able to find it in stores, because there hasn't been a rush for it yet. But I have a feeling that this is one of those areas where it could turn into the next thing that people are chasing, because so many people love it. That's all.
Right. That's all. And
that's all.
Like, if people are buying Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Z. I mean, it's clear that Harry Potter was bigger than both of those. Was it not? Like think about me.
Yeah.
I'm able to quote movie lines. People my age, that was like their childhood, like the Sorcerer's Stone, the Chamber of Secrets, the books, and then the movies. I think it's such an interesting play. I love it, Cage.
I aim to please. Get back to Pinochle. Go beat your dad. Thanks, everybody.
I love to
Talk
win,
to you soon.
and I hate to lose.
All right. Thank you for spending some time with us on another episode of the Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze Oh My podcast. Do us a favor and like, subscribe. You know what? Don't just like and subscribe. Everybody does that. If you like us, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies, tell everybody. And we hope you got something from spending some time with us today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.